Madden 03 would introduce a minicamp drills, a mode that gives you challenges for each position of play, except offensive linemen. Big boys can't even be involved. Here we'll look into all 8 of these individual challenges. In Madden 07, it's mostly the same thing. Starting with... We start off with my favorite one actually. As Ben Roethlisberger, you have to stay in the pocket, which is indicated by this circle, and you have these Nerf toys that shoot yellow balls at you and you have to avoid them like Ben Roethlisberger avoids sexual assault charges. At the same time, receivers will be highlighted and you have to throw to them. So this challenge has you multitasking. You have to avoid the Pac-Man pellets, then throw to a highlighted receiver. The better you do, the higher your score, which helps you get the best ranking, which is a gold trophy. Now each challenge starts you off on rookie, and then you have to unlock the other difficulty levels as you go to reach all Madden. The harder the difficulty, the more obstacles that are thrown your way. Like instead of getting shot at one at a time, it's a rapid fire of shots with more targets, and the button icons change throughout. It can be a lot to process. I'm too busy playing football bullet hell over here to see what icon is highlighted, especially when the icon is being obscured by the damn score. He's holding it too long! Throw it, man! Eventually we get past it for that gold. Now you'll see after you get a gold trophy that you earn a card, like Penetrator. What is this?
Pause.
This is for the defunct Madden cards feature. When you think of Madden cards, you probably think of Ultimate Team, but this predates that. You had these cards that can enhance your play on the field, like unlimited field goal range. Let's test this out. I don't know about you, but that seemed very limited. Next drill. Here, you're a linebacker just trying to make tackles on the running back. You get more points the quicker you tackle your opponent, and more if the tackle is for a loss. You also get bonus points if you make the ball carrier fumble, and one of the ways to do this is to attempt to strip the ball. Give me that fucking rock! Stripping the ball in the actual game can result in this animation where you take him down via his face mask, which is a penalty. But in this mode, it's not. We're just out here playing prison ball, until I get juked out of my cleats, that is. The higher difficulties gives the running back a lead blocker, but even with this one is relatively easy. Next. Here you are a defensive back, you have dummies around you, and you have to break up passes. You can swat the ball and live up to the name of the drill, or you can intercept the ball for more points. Whatever ball touching you decide to use, you build up a multiplier with each pass broken up. I like this one, but the only annoying thing is that your defender drops passes so often you think he had on those Incredible Hulk gloves instead of receiving gloves. The targets change from one receiver to the other, so you have to run from one target to another fairly quickly. This is simple on rookie difficulty, but on the harder difficulties you get more targets. Those targets are spread out, and the ball is fired more often and at a higher velocity. So as you can imagine, running from one target to the next is a hell of a journey. Yo, if I did this in real life, I'd look like the fat dude in Full Metal Jacket after 2 attempts. While this can be difficult and downright unfair at times, considering it's impossible to make some of these in time, I still get the gold. This is probably my least favorite one in the whole thing. So you're a defensive lineman and you have to pass the offensive lineman to reach these flags. Clear all the flags in a certain amount of time for a gold. The thing that sucks about this is that using the moves to get by the offensive lineman is completely random on if it actually works or not. Sometimes I get by, sometimes I get ass blasted. There are times where I get past the lineman, but my guy won't stop pushing him even though the goal is right behind him. Like, let go, bro. He's holding on like that meme with the backpack. Stop. The optimal strategy is to just run around the lineman. But this is a little bit harder to do on the harder difficulties because they have a small army guarding each flag. It just seems random to win, so this really isn't my favorite. Yep, the kickers get their own drill, and this one's fun. You have to kick the ball through the uprights, but the red part in the middle is worth more points. It reminds me of all those field goal kicking flash games from 20 years ago you find on like Miniclip or something. This isn't too tough though. The later difficulty levels make the distance further and add wind, but nothing too crazy. Unlike its kicking brother, This is where it starts getting really tough. You have to punt the ball in these color-coded areas. You want to get as close to the red without it going into the end zone. So pretty much a coffin corner kick. This is way more precise in my opinion than the field goal one. Even on rookie difficulty, I was struggling to do this. And when you pick the higher difficulties, they start adding in wind and shit. I was doing this for a little bit. There are some things you could do to help, like I do the line drive punts so the wind can have as little effect as possible. And the wind will go down if you wait it out a bit. Even with that, it still took me a long time to do, especially when the targets shrink on all Madden difficulty.
This is #1 bullshit.
Doesn't get any easier here. This one you have 3 rounds with 6 attempts per round of throwing to your receiver and have the ball go through these rings. If you clear all the rings with less than 6 attempts, you get bonus points. The key here is to have your route align with the ring and your positioning and your timing to throw the ball. Some routes, this is pretty easy. Others, you have to rely on lead passing and maybe even get a little creative with it. Despite the fact that you play as Tom Brady in one of these, the game doesn't let you cheat, unfortunately, and these rings don't help you out. You can miss these things by a nanometer and the game ain't bailing you out. On harder difficulties, the rings get even smaller and they add more. A lot of it is trial and error to get a feel of when to throw the ball. You can't really get a feel for the later rounds because they're the later rounds. When you restart, you start all over. It's especially tough because you can miss rings due to no fault of your own, but it's due to your player's accuracy rating. Like here's a layup. The guy is right here, right in front of this ring, and he missed it. I almost settled on lesser trophies for this one, but I came back to clear it eventually. This is the last one, and it's also pretty tough. It's pretty simple. You're the running back. You get touchdowns or as much yards as possible. I thought this was a layup, but then they added more defenders for you to get around. And I know I ain't the smartest guy, but I know that 4 guys is more than 2 guys. I'd say I'd have 3 guys on my side, but the quarterback is a bitch that won't block. Now the key here is to use your lead blocker, but this is easier said than done. This is another time where it's kind of random. Sometimes my blocker just plows through dudes, other times he's the one getting plowed. Okay, I didn't actually mean for this to sound this way. Seriously. The ideal way to go about this is to take everyone out of the equation and have you go one-on-one with a single defender and run through them like this.
Oh, get the fuck off me, bitch!
You have to utilize these cones, pylons, whatever they are, and get defenders kind of trapped on them. Then that's when you make your move. It's pretty tough when you're inside the 5-yard line because they just rush the house at you. You need a super amount of patience, but that patience does pay off with an eventual gold trophy. The Madden minicamp drills are complete. To do a quick ranking, the worst one is trench fight due to just 100% randomness and luck. Then chase and tackle because of how easy it is. Clutch kicking among the same reason. Then precision passing, coffin corner punt, ground attack, swap ball, and finally, pocket presence being my favorite. These minicamp drills will go extinct in the 7th generation, and they got replaced with these realistic ones. Then years later, EA would put the old school minicamp drills back into Madden 24. Some classics return along with some new ones. These look pretty fun and I may check them out someday. Or not.
Are you kidding me?
Video.